Ladies and gentlemen, it's trade deadline time. Let's catch you up on where we stand. Play a game against the Cardinals, and we'll see if we can find a deal or two that makes sense. June was not pretty. We went 11-17, 1-5 in interleague games, and then 6-7 after our last stream. We finished the month 2 games back of the Pirates. And it would have been a whole lot worse if it weren't for Barry Bonds. He won Player of the Month in June. Having a hard time thinking that he's 32 years old and is eventually not going to be like this. I can only wish that he never gets old. So then we reached the All-Star game and got 4 players into the All-Star team. 2 of them were voted in as starters, Barry Bonds and Alex Rodriguez as the starting shortstop for the National League. And then we got 2 reserves as well. Greg Jeffries is having another very nice season, and John Wetteland's been pretty dominant in the first half of the season. The American League side has some interesting players as well. A couple former Rangers of mine, Dave Fleming and Mariano Rivera, are our All-Stars. And a couple former Astros, Derek Bell, who I had in our first season, and Jim McCready, who I traded last year as a minor leaguer, has really broken out this season. The American League wins the All-Star game, and hometown hero Jeff Kent is the MVP. Couldn't win the home run derby the day before, but gave the fans quite a thrill in this one. All of our Astros had themselves a nice game. A-Rod, Bonds, and Jeffries all got hits, and John Wetteland threw a scoreless inning. At the halfway point of the season, our owner weighed in on how we're performing in his eyes. Really interesting to see where we're going to land with our goals. Jerome Walton's having a career year, but we'll see if he can remain a top 6 center fielder. Still not sold on signing John Wetteland to an extension. While Bobby Higginson falls short of what he considers to be an MVP candidate, he's having one heck of a run in July. And of course, he wants us to win the World Series. OSA came out with a new top 100 prospects list. Boston Red Sox now have the best system in baseball, led by number 1 prospect Lance Berkman. Our system has really thinned out over the last couple of seasons. Let's take a look at what we still have in the top 100. Carlos Beltran is the number 12 prospect in baseball, but coming along rather slowly. Not handling AAA pitching all that well, needs some more time for this bat to develop. Pretty doubtful that he's going to earn a call-up this season. Ramiro Mendoza is the number 15 prospect in baseball and already has 5 major league starts under his belt. They didn't go great, but they weren't a disaster either. He'll be back with the big club shortly unless something big happens at the trade deadline. Mendoza's got more room to grow in movement and control. Could turn into an all-star. And then number 86 prospect Ted Lilly's missed the entire season so far with a torn rotator cuff. We'll get a look at him in September. Hopefully his arm fully recovers from last year's injury. We got back to our winning ways in July, going 14-9 so far. The highlight being a big 4-game sweep of the Pirates just after the All-Star break, and that launched us into first place. We've managed to stay there ever since. Got the worst record of all the division winners at this point, but we lead the National League in run differential. All the other divisions are settled, so the attention shifts to the wild card races. Closer look at the Astros now. Ricardo Rincon, our first-round pick last offseason, is out for the season. Ron Way comes back into the bullpen as a result. Ray Durham's having another great season as our leadoff hitter. He's got 14 triples already this season after hitting 20 triples the last couple. May break his own personal record. Bobby Higginson's really mashing since being moved down in the order. He's got a 206 weighted runs created plus in July. On the other hand, Alex Rodriguez is fading as the season continues. His WRC plus in July is 43. Pitching staff's where we're having some trouble. Shane Reynolds and Edgardo Vasquez are suffering from some bad luck, or bad defense, or both. Jason Barre's really cemented his rotation spot, finally feeling comfortable with him. Malicki's the kind of guy who's a nice placeholder, but he's really a candidate to get upgraded in this trade deadline if I can find a good deal. Steve Sadecki's been my most reliable reliever. I'm using him as my stopper now. He's got great stuff, great movement, and basically starter-level stamina. Rule 5 pick Carlos Belliard's also been really solid, which is really important with Ricardo Rincon out. Need to have a couple lefties in that pen that I can trust. John Wetteland's really struggling after being unhittable early in the season. His ERA's ballooned up over 3 just since the All-Star break. Some of our other relievers have been unconvincing of late, but they're not complete weaknesses. So all in all, the areas I could possibly upgrade: first base, starting pitcher, relief pitcher. One area we don't need an upgrade is third base. Greg Jeffries has got that locked down. He just collected his 2,000th career hit this month, He's also approaching the 400 stolen base mark. And congrats to a former player, Pete Harnish, our old friend, reached 100 career wins for the Phillies this month against the Marlins. And we've got a no-hitter to report. William Van Landingham threw one against the Angels. It's the first one of 1997. Mariano Rivera is now an Anaheim Angel. Kudos to them and the Ootp 23 engine for getting a little bit more aggressive with trading this season. We'll cover our own trade negotiations after today's game against Jose Lima and the Cardinals. In other games, the Pirates start a 2-game set in LA against the Dodgers today, and the Phillies and Padres start a wild card showdown today as well. Let's see if Doug Malicki can get us a win. All right, Malicki's on the hill. Standard lineup for us. Cardinals run a whole lot of lefties out there. Hopefully Malicki can handle them all right. That's an infield single for Anderson, so 2-1 in the first. I think we got it. Yep, we got it. Pirates haven't started their game yet. We kick off against Jose Lima, who in real life in 1997 I think was breaking out in a crazy way with the Astros. He's a rookie here as well, I believe, and he's off to a nice start as well. He's walked 2 in the first. Greg Jeffries has a chance to do some damage, and he is going to. We're going to take the lead, I think. Sure do. 1-0. Attaboy. Almost a wild pitch, but not quite. Good Higginson. Here's A-Rod, who's really struggling. And continues to do so. Alright, so we got a lead. We'll take it. First walk for Malicki. And make it 2 walks. Gives Lima a chance to bunt. And Tony Womack with an RBI opportunity cashes in. And that's a 2-run single. We're out of the inning, but now we're chasing. Townsend strikes out, and doesn't look like the bottom of the order is gonna do any damage here. Head to the third. Couple soft fly balls here, and we just nailed Troy Neal here. First strikeout for Malicki. Pretty easy third. Top of the order again for us. Hoyle sends it deep to left and out of here. We're tied. Attaboy, number 16 on the season. And nothing happening for Bonds this time. Jeffries drove in the first run, and he just drove in another one with a home run, opposite field. Attaboy, number 12. Halfway to a cycle. And A-Rod's just doesn't have the touch right now. We have the lead. We've got the bottom of the Cardinals order. Let's make this nice and easy. No drama necessary. 1, 2, 3. 3 scoreless innings in a row. All right, we'll take an infield single from Durham. Hey, Hoyles goes deep again. Attaboy. Number 17 on the season. We've got a 3-run lead. And that'll do it for Jose Lima. Let's keep this rally going with Bonds. Jeffries is retired for the first time today. Higginson hits it hard, but right at Troy Neal in center. All right, A-Rod's on base. And Townsend's 0 for 3. All right, let's, Malicki can keep this up. That's deep to center. What a catch by Andrew Jones. Runs through the wall. All right, Malicki saying, don't trade me. I can pitch. And to you, Doug Malicki, I say, I see you. Sliding catch, I should say, by Troy Neal. Near and dear to my heart. Had him for one of our Rangers World Series teams. And easy 1-2-3 that time. And I do not know what my manager is doing, but he's just brought in John Wetland in the 7th. Ever since I've put Sadecki into the stopper role, he's been acting really funny, and he's giving it up again. Real tough stretch for Wetland right now. Okay, that's shallow left field and holds the runner. And it looks like he's going to retire Koski, so okay. We'll get a hold out of Wetland today. Here's Hoyles going for his 3rd home run of the game. Not quite. Bonds has been quiet. Did draw a walk. And Jeffries is a triple short of the cycle now, I think. Maybe not. All right, we've got danger again here. A-Rod can't drive it in. 6 more outs for a win, though. I assume Wetland's coming back out. He is. Gets Brady Anderson, and that's it. Mike James is just up for a day or two here. Hopefully he can get us a hold. Whoa, 1 hitter, that's it. So, okay. And now comes in Sadecki, who will try to close it out. Gets the strikeout to start. Rough day for Chad Townsend. Andrew Jones has his 2nd hit of the game. Should be a bunting opportunity for weak hitting Esteban Beltre, or he'll ground into a fielder's choice. Durham's got his 2nd hit. We're in business here. Let me see if Jerome Walton can extend our lead. No dice. Let's have Sadecki close this guy out. Oh, wow, how did that get past him? Seemed like it was very softly hit. All right, and we're in a little trouble now. The tying run is up to the plate. Strikes out Womack. Hopefully we can get Geronimo Bro. He's got some power. And we got him. Oh, that was actually Don Strange that came in to get the save. Just goofy usage of the bullpen, but we'll take the win. That was a job well done. Chris Hoyle smashed 2 out of the park and earns the player of the game. Greg Jeffries homered as well. Ray Durham set the table for both of them. On the Cardinals side, Tony Womack had 2 knocks, including a 2 RBI single in the 2nd, but that's really it for them. Doug Malicki produces a quality start. He's surprisingly now tied for the team lead with 9 wins. It's really strange how Greg Sims handled the bullpen, but it worked okay. They gave us 3 scoreless innings. Checking out the rest of baseball, the Indians beat the Angels in a potential playoff matchup. Randy Johnson dominated the Twins to keep the Royals on top of the wild card race. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. is the first in the American League to reach 30 home runs. His Brewers beat the Blue Jays 4-3. In the National League, the Pirates beat the Dodgers but lost starter John Burkett in the first inning due to injury. Our lead in the National League Central remains 2 games. The Reds beat the Marlins 2-1 in 19 innings. Jay Buhner hits 2 homers, including one in the 11th inning off Tim Scott to give the Phillies the win over the San Diego Padres. There's some mutual interest in an extension with Andrew Jones. The major sticking point is his demand. It assumes he's going to be arbitration eligible in 1999. He's not. We're going to wait for that to correct itself before signing an extension with him. We have a pretty active trade block this season. Some guys that could be potential roster upgrades. Tony Barron, Brian Jordan, and Kevin Grigic could be upgrades over Andrew Jones, at least offensively in center field. Donnie Elliott could look great at the top of my rotation. Trevor Hoffman, Rob Nen, or Kazuaki Kawamura could bolster the back of our bullpen. We got a deal done for a familiar face. Stan Belinda is rejoining the Astros for 4 minor leaguers. Belinda had 2 solid seasons with us until being moved in the Bobby Higginson trade last offseason. He'll set up for John Wetland. Micah Franklin is the key player headed the other direction. I had high hopes for him at first. They just didn't materialize. He's out of options, and Ray Durham has second base locked up for the next 3 or 4 seasons, so it's time to move on. That was the only business we were able to conduct. Shane Reynolds didn't attract much of a market, and the players we wanted to buy came with price tags I just couldn't tolerate. We're sitting on $1.2 million in funds, and we'll use them to eat Tim Bogar's contract at the end of the season. 1998 looks like our last dance with this group. There was one other interesting deal in Major League Baseball. The Angels and Giants swapped a bushel of good young players. These guys all project out as strong starters. Not sure what to make of it, but I'm curious how this trade will look a few years from now. Let's take a look at how our public subscriber coaches are performing mid-season. 3 of you got jobs this past off-season. Joseph Andolino, nice work with Princeton of the Appy League. Only problem is your team gets affiliated next season, which means you'll be a cast-off. Hopefully your improved reputation will help land another gig. You are 27-7 after all. Bafu Cilia, you're hanging tough down there in South Bend. Another independent team in the Midwest League. And the Dogs are rocking it with Tucson of the PCL. Trot Nixon, Dusty Allen, Ricky Bonus, and Joe Borowski are all having nice seasons for you. I'm sure your Brewers are pleased. That's a wrap for today. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to be notified of content going forward. I'm also streaming on Twitch Saturday mornings if you want to hang out live. Take care until next time.